Hello children, in today's video we'll see the second part of models. Now the next model auxiliary that we are using here is will. Will expresses determination, promise, threat and intention. I'll explain you with the help of some examples. The first thing that we'll see here is determination. You can understand this with the help of this example. I will never tell a lie. So, what I am saying here that I am determined not to tell a lie. Now, I will work hard to pass the exam. Now, what I am doing here, I am saying that I will work hard because I have to pass the exam. So, it's my determination. I am determined to do these things. I am determined not to tell a lie. I am determined to pass the exam for which I would have to work hard. So here the use of will expresses determination. The next thing which is expressed with the help of will, with the use of will, is promise. We'll understand this with the help of some examples. The first example is, I will return your book tomorrow. So I am promising that I will return your book tomorrow. So it expresses promise here. The use of will, the same model auxiliary which we have used for determination, is now in this sense expressing promise. Second example, I will buy you a new watch this year. So I am promising that I will buy a new watch for you this year. So here will is expressing promise once again. So we have seen that how we can use same model auxiliary will to express promise. Now the next use of will is an expression of threat. Now when somebody threatens someone, he says something, and to say such an expression, to give such an expression, we can use will, the same model auxiliary, to express threat. For example, I will punish you if you do not complete your homework. So here I am threatening someone that if the person does not complete his homework, I will punish him. Next example to understand the sense of threat is, if you do not pay your fee in time, you will be fined. So I am threatening that if you do not pay your fee in time, you will be fined. So the expression of will for threat. The next use of will is an expression of intention. Now I have an intention, I have a will to do something. So how I would express it? Let's see an example. I will visit my friend this evening. So I want to do it. I want to meet my friend. That means it is my wish. So it's my intention. Another example is, we will help your family in this situation. So it's my wish to help your family in this situation. So when we have to express our wish or desire or an intention to do something, we can make use of same model auxiliary will. So here we have seen that we can use will model auxiliary to express determination, promise, threat and intention. Now students, just as we used will with first person, we use shall with second and third person. Now here are some examples of using shall. The first expression of shall is suggestion or proposal. When we ask for suggestion, we make use of shall. For example, shall we play cricket? Now this is a proposal. Suppose I am putting a proposal before my friend. Shall we play cricket? So it's my proposal. Another example is of suggestion. Shall I bring a glass of water for you? So I'm asking for the person's suggestion. So the person would suggest me whether he wants water, tea or coffee. So in this way we can use shall for suggestion or proposal. Another use of shall is the expression of compulsion. So when we make something compulsory for someone to do, then we make use of shall. For example, he shall obey my orders. So in this there is an expression of compulsion. I am saying that it's compulsory for him to obey my orders. Another example of compulsion is, you shall complete your work before going home. I am making it compulsory for the person to complete his work before going home. Means he would have to complete it whether he wants or not. So it is compulsory. So whenever something is compulsory, we make use of shall. Another use of shall is certainty. When something is very certain, when something is very sure to happen, then we make use of shall. For example, if you run fast, you shall catch the train. It's very natural, it's very certain, it's very sure that the person, if he runs fast, he would catch the train. So we make use of shall to express certainty, a surety. Another example of certainty is, if you work hard, you shall get good grades. So here we are very sure, we are very certain that if the person would work hard, he would surely get good grades. So here we can see that we make use of shall to express suggestion or proposal, compulsion and certainty. Now the next modal auxiliary that we will see is would. The first expression of would is past of will. So it is used to express past form of will. We'll see some examples. She said that she would also fly kites. Now because this is used in past of will, so we are using would here, not will. He said that he would wait for me. We are not using will here because it is expressing the past form. So instead of will, we will use here would. Now the next expression of would is past habit. Now when we express past habit, we make use of would. For example, after dinner, my parents would go for a walk. Now this I am telling that what was the past habit of my parents, that they would go for a walk after dinner, not now. They used to do this in past. So for past habits we can make use of would. Another example is, when I was young, I would play for hours. So what I am saying here is that not now, but when I was a young child, I used to play for hours. So here I am making use of would to express my past habit. The third use of would is making a polite request. When we make a very polite request, we make use of would. For example, would you mind opening the door? Now this is a polite request. It's not a question, but it's a polite request in the form of a question with the help of would. Another example is, would you please show me your notebook? So it's a polite request. I am putting a question, but it's not merely a question. It's a polite request that if the person doesn't mind, I would like to see his notebook. So we can see that we make use of would to express polite request. Another use of would is expressing an unreal condition, a condition which is not possible but the person desires to do it. If I were rich, I would buy an aeroplane. So the person is saying that if I were rich, but actually the person is not rich. He cannot buy an aeroplane, but he is using would to express a condition which is not real. Now the next modal auxiliary we'll see is should. Should expresses past form of shall. We can understand this with the help of two examples. The first example is, he asked me if I should help him. So this is an expression of past tense. I told him that I should meet him tomorrow, not I shall. If I would have used I shall, it would have been in future tense. But because I am using I should, means it is the past form of shall. I told him. So this has already happened. Another use of should is expression of duty or obligation. Examples are, he should speak the truth. Now, it's what we are saying is that it's his duty to speak the truth. Another example is, you should listen to your elder brother. Now, it's your duty to listen to your elder brother. So, for the expression of duty or obligation, we can make use of should. Another use of should is expression of advice or suggestion. Examples are, you should not buy this house. I'm suggesting the person that he should not buy. This is my suggestion or advice. You should take exercise daily. So in this example, we see that I'm advising someone, I'm suggesting someone that he should take an exercise daily. So here we can understand through these two examples that one expression of should is advice or suggestion. So children, in today's video, we have learned that how we can use modal auxiliaries will, would, shall and should with the help of certain examples.